Friends, happy Wednesday and happy Build with Britt day time. We are going to go for maybe not the record of the shortest live stream, but we are going to pack a lot into the next 10 minutes. So buckle up, sit down, and in the next 10 minutes, you're going to learn how to build a mod that lets you search and highlight words on a page. And you're like, I don't know if that's exactly what I want to or need to do. But here's why you actually want to learn how to do that. Because even if you're not sure if this specific mod is what's useful to you, knowing how to do these things, create a mod with configurable options, use JavaScript in PixieBrix, display alerts during mod runs, and create logic. So if this happens, then do this, or otherwise do this. Interact with elements on page and using loops in PixieBrix. These are all skills that you're going to want to know. And so doing this is, hopefully well worth your time and hopefully worth learning how to use these skills. So, I said if you're going through these docs, it's going to take about 15 minutes, but you've got me sitting right here with you. So I think we're going to do it in 10. So I will share the links to these docs in the chat, just in case anybody wants to follow along and see these docs as we go. But yeah, to start out, you're going to need a PixieBrix account. There's links on this page for how to create one and how to get all of that set up. It's free. Next, you'll need to have the page editor open. I'll show you how to do that. And ideally, you'll have gone through one of our other tutorials just because we're going to reference some other concepts. But again, you've got me here, so I'm going to help you out. So first of all, we need to get the page editor open and have our browser looking like this. So to do that, after you've installed the PixieBrix Chrome extension, you're going to right-click anywhere on the page and choose this inspect action. And if you look up here and you see your dock is up here to the side, that's going to be a little bit confusing. You're going to want to move it. Click these three dots and just move it to the bottom here. This is the best way to build with PixieBrix. And you should look and see, and you'll have a bunch of tabs here. Click the PixieBrix tab, and this is your page editor. Boom. You are here. You are ready to get started. So first of all, we're going to configure the trigger starter brick because we want to run this mod every time a page loads. So every mod starts with a starter brick. This is effectively how you want to initiate a mod. So it could be a button, it could be, a quick bar shortcut, but this one specifically is a trigger. And so click this add button in the page editor. This is where you find all these starter mods, and click trigger. And we are going to configure it with a name and set it to run on any page. And you can see to do that, here's the name I'm going to use. I'm going to put that on there. This is what's going to appear in the panel over here. So you'll see in this mod listings panel, this is how we'll now refer to all of the actions we're going to put together to build this mod. So next, we want to leave this trigger event to page load navigation, but if you're curious, there's a bunch of other ones that you can choose depending on the kind of automation you're going to build. And next, we're going to change sites to all URLs and click this ABC and remove to get rid of just PixieBrix. So this means this will run on every page. All right, so you're ready to move forward when your brick looks like this. We are. Let's go. Next, we want to extract text from the page so that we can say, hey, we want to look through this text to see if our words are there. So click this plus button in the brick actions panel and search for extract from page. Hit add, and you'll see this brick now appears here. We're going to change this property that was created to text. And we will use this selector to type body. And notice how the page kind of filled with this light purple. That means it's grabbing all of the text on the page. And we can check this by clicking run trigger over here, which is going to run the steps we have so far. And you'll see in this data output that we actually do have all of the text from the page. So that's pretty cool. We're at the checkpoint, ready to move on. Now, we want to add this mod to a package and create a config option. And what that means is whenever I activate the mod or someone else activates the mod, they can set a specific set of words that we want to check for. And so I can build this mod one time and I can activate it to search for PixieBrix, but you can activate it to search for LinkedIn or YouTube or whatever you want to look for on a page. And so to do that, we're going to head to this mod listings panel and click these three dots, okay? We're going to click add to mod. And you might be like, wait a minute, I thought we were making a mod. We're basically putting it in a mod package. So kind of think of it as like almost a folder because you can have multiple mods in a mod. So you're going to select create a new mod, move into the selected mod, click move. If you've never created an alias before, you might see a pop-up here that's prompting you to do that. You can think of it as like your username. But yeah, you're going to do that. You can change the ID here and put it to be whatever you want. This is the only field you cannot change after. Once you set this, that's what it is. If you ever want to change it, you'll need to copy the mod and do that. But yeah, you can always change the name later. So feel free to leave this as is and just hit create. Getting ahead of ourselves here. But yeah, hit create. And now you see over here, we see search for words on a page twice. This one with the folder icon, this is the top level like mod package. And this one with the lightning icon, that is the specific mod, the trigger mod specifically. And we'll come back to that in a second, but let's click on the folder icon. And now you see these options in the middle changed. We want to go to this input form in the middle panel here. And this is where we are going to specify what we want to collect. And so I'm going to go here and I'm going to click add a new field. And you can see what we're going to, you can copy and paste all of this from the tutorial. But for the name, we want to call it words. For the label, we'll call it keywords. And you can kind of see how it previews over here. Name is how we're going to reference that value throughout the mod. Keywords, the label is what appears above it. We're going to add a field description, which will appear below it. And for the input type, it's already single line text, so we don't need to change anything there. And this default value is what's going to appear if you don't select anything else. And so by default, that will be there, but you can always click in there and change it to be something else. So again, that way someone can activate this really quick if they just want to see how it works, but they can also just change it to be something else if they'd like. All right. So our input form looks like that. Boom. So now we're going to click this current input tab and we're going to click here and you see it automatically grabs our defaults. We can change that. I'm going to leave that as is. And now I'm going to click the save icon in the mod listings panel. It's going to confirm, ask if I want to save, and boom, we're ready to go when current inputs shows PixieBrix. It's thinking about it, but yeah, see, there we go. All right. Next, we're going to go back into our mod. We're going to click this little lightning here. So we're back into our specific mod that's running this action. And we're going to add the run JavaScript function brick. So don't worry if you're not, you don't know JavaScript, you don't have to. I've got the function right here that you want to use. So just copy that and replace all the text in there and put it in there. And basically what this function is going to do is it's going to take a string of words, basically our on config options, and then create an array of strings. So basically, I show exactly what's going to happen here. If words is PixieBrix, it's going to convert it to an array of two separate items there. So we are going to create the words argument and set the value to options words. So down here, we see property name words, replace that with @options words. And again, that's just referencing what we set in the config. I'll show you here what this is meant to look like. We're going to also change the output value to words. This is how we will reference the output of this brick later. And we're going to click run trigger so you can see what this looks like. Look in this data panel here and you see now we have that array of two items. All right, so now we're going to search the text on the page. So we're going to add the search text brick. Click this plus button, search text, add, and we are going to set this text value to @data.text, which, if you recall, is the output from over here where it's actually scraped the text on the page. So we're saying, hey, this is the text I want you to search. For the query, we're actually going to set that to words, which is our array from JavaScript that shows each of the words to search through. Now let's go ahead and run trigger. And assuming your words are on the page, you will see that, oh, there were matches found. So that's awesome. Now, if that is empty, make sure that there's not actually words on the page because that would be why it's empty. So if you're testing this out and you don't see anything in there, make sure to do something like if whatever is on this page so you can actually check that it works. All right, next. We're ready to go. We look like this. Now we want to test out some logic, right? So if the words are found, we want to do one thing, but if they're not found, we want to do another. So we're going to add the if else brick. Click this plus button, type if else, add brick. And we're going to update this step name just to make it more clear. So I'm going to call it alert if match is found. And just replace the step name. This is kind of like adding a comment. It's really just cosmetic over here. And next we're going to set the condition to, you can just copy this string, but basically I'm saying what what we're evaluating here. And I'm saying this is going to be true if the length of matches, so basically there are matches in this array, is greater than 0, aka it found matches. And so you might have noticed there's now 2 little plus buttons that have been added here. This is the path for what happens if that is true. So if there are matches found, this is the path for what happens otherwise. So everything will go through one or the other. All right. So let's go ahead and inside this if add a window alert brick. And we are going to say matches found. You can just copy that. You can change the alert type to be success. And now we're going to copy this, and you can copy a brick by making sure it's selected, clicking that copy button, and then we're going to paste it in the else section. And this is what's going to happen if it's not found. So we'd probably change this to say no matches found, and maybe change this to warning or something like that. Now let's run the mod and see our alert. So there we go. We see matches were found. This is what our alert's going to look like. It's going to say matches were found. Cool, cool. Okay. Now, we are going to use a loop to highlight each word on a page. So we're going to click this plus button outside of the loop, outside of the if else statement. And we're going to click the for each loop. Click add. And we're going to update the step name again, just to be clear. I'm going to call it, something like this. And we're going to change this elements to be this variable, and it's going to be words. So once again, it's going to go through, our array of PixieBrix. It's going to look for each of those, and it's going to run through that many times. So let's say I had, 5 words in that array, or 5 items in that array. It would run 5 times. All right, so now we've done that. We're going to change the element key to word, just because this is how we will reference it inside the loop. And once again, you probably noticed we have a body pipeline here. So click this, add a brick, and we are going to search for the highlight text. And this is what is going to happen for each iteration. So for each item, and in this example, we've got 2, it's going to look for the text and highlight it. And to specify which word to look for, we're going to say at word, because this is here how we said, hey, this is the array I want you to look through, and this is how I'm referencing each item in that array. So for the item in the array, word, highlight it, and you can choose the color. You can change it to be something else. I'm just going to leave it at yellow, but you can select there and run your mod. And you're going to see, we see our alert, and we also see our selected words have been highlighted. So so check that out. So next we're going to save this mod, and you can save either way. I clicked on the folder, but you could also just click in here, click the save icon. And next, I want to show you how you could share this with somebody. So we're going to go to the extension console. You can do that in a couple different ways. You can open the PixieBrix sidebar and then see no matches found, and then click this gear icon, and that's going to take you to the extension console. So we're going to do that. And then we will go view our active mods, which by default, we're already going to appear on our all mods page, but you can head over here to active, and you can see this search for words on a page. So I'm going to click these 3 dots and click share with teams. And if I've created a team, that's awesome. If I haven't, at the end of the options, I'll be able to click add new, and I can add a new team from there. I'm going to click save and close and copy this link. And then I can share that link with my team. When they get that link, it's going to look like this, and they'll be prompted to create an account if they haven't already and join your team. And or they'll be prompted to create an account, and then you'll come here and they'll be able to activate with their own words and click activate, and boom, and now we're done. So I did it in 10 minutes, but I did it in just under 14. If you've got any questions, post in the comments, let me know. I definitely want to help folks build some cool stuff. And if there's other stuff you'd like to see built, let us know, because maybe I'll feature that on the next Build with Britt live stream. Thanks for joining, and we will see you all later.